Sir, what is the real issue? Is it because of the elections? Is it because of SIR not resonating in the state? Why is this fight stemming so much on institutions that are supposed to play a very important role in democratic cycle of the country?
Well, one thing is very clear, Karthik. What happens when you have a problem? You file a case in the court, or you file an oath under affidavit and give it to the concerned judicial or constitutional authority. You're willing to do neither of this. You make an allegation. Tomorrow I'll make an allegation on Rahul Gandhi, or anybody does. And what happens to that allegation? Does it get proved in the court? No, it doesn't. You have to first go to the court. This is what happened. Let me remind you what happened in the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court never said that the 64 lakh people removed were illegal. They clearly went through a process of said BLOs need to put it up in their respective booths. It was done. They said objections can be filed till the nominations are filed. It was done. Nothing was done except for 1,250 people. And most of those applications were filed by CPI-ML. In fact, the court clearly asked, the judges asked, why is it that Congress is not filing a single objection? Because those people don't exist. Anyway, we're not getting into the SAR debate. But let me just remind you of an oath that Rahul Gandhi has taken, just like any other MP, when he assumed office in the Lok Sabha. He said, I will preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of India as by law established. When you tarnish a constitutional institution, and I'm surprised that no judicial kind of person or anybody has spoken about this. I have spoken to a few lawyers, and they said, yes, this is a fit case for filing a case against the violation of oath. Because you're making an allegation, you're not backing it up. If you're making an allegation, look at the attacks on the chief electoral commissioner. His family has been dragged into it. You see the official handles of Congress tweeting him in chains, making him sit on a donkey. The INC Kerala handle is the most abusive handle. And they have kind of put pathetic stuff on that. And I'm surprised that the Election Commission itself is not saying they should have filed a case. I mean, if I'm wrong, if I feel something has been done wrong to me, go to the court. The problem is when Prashant Bhushan filed 6 fake affidavits in the court the last day of the hearing, the Supreme Court tore him apart and said, you have filed fake affidavits of 6 people who don't even exist. That shows the credibility there. See, look at Tejasvi Yadav's tweet after losing the Bihar election. He didn't take a word about SIR or anything. He calmly accepted the fact that we lost the election.
Okay.
He said, we have lost it. We will come back. We will look at where we went wrong and we will correct ourselves.
Okay.
Prashant Kishore said the same thing. Why is it that Congress only has a problem? When their alliance partner, RJD, does not have any issue at all.
Okay.
This is the problem.
Fair point. Nikhil?
So, it's a good mean that 222 women have chosen to slay and competition already to keep the glass of another shining and shining.
Nikhil, I think there's a bit of a problem with your audio. We need to get that fixed. There's a bandwidth problem. So Sujata, why is Rahul Gandhi having this problem? As Suresh was saying, other people who lost elections did not blame EC. Prashant did not blame EC. He said, I take the blame. Even Tejasvi didn't.
Are you trying to say that if there is something wrong, that there should be no question? And clearly, there is a very good point that he made, that why is the EC not taking action? I'll tell you why. That is why these 272 people have been brought in. Because the EC knows that if an investigation happens, then they've had it. If the truth comes out, they've had it. And the fact of the matter remains that in a criminal case also, it is always state versus. So why can't they take suo motu action on this? And why can't they carry out an investigation? I want to understand why is it that the video evidence has been destroyed. Why did the ECI amend Rule 93.2 of the conduct of election rules?
But why don't you go to the court?
To restrict the election records from coming out.
But why don't you go to the court?
Why are you not giving what we are asking for? You explain that to me, no? And why is it that when Rahul Gandhi raises questions and the same questions are being raised by Goli Maro Thakur, why is it that he is not asked to file an affidavit?
You're not answering my question. I'm saying that why don't you go to the Supreme Court of India? There are a lot of issues you go to the you pick up and go to the Supreme Court of India. You're saying that the evidence in the strong rooms were destroyed. You should take that matter to the Supreme Court of India, ma'am.
I think you've forgotten. In a criminal case, when you file a case also, a complaint is filed with the police, right? Now, if the police is not going to register any case, you'll have to go for a complaint case.
So
That
are
is
you
not
saying
how
that the
this
police
works.
is not registering
No,
the
no, no,
case?
let me explain. Let
No,
me explain.
you just said
If
it. The
you're
police will not file the case. Are
No,
you
no,
saying
no,
that
no,
the police
listen.
is not registering a case?
Listen, what am I saying? I'm talking about the procedure. What I'm saying is
No.
that if, supposing it is all out in the open, right? Rahul Gandhi has brought all the details
That is
out.
your
Should
statement,
the
ma'am.
police
Out in the
not take
open.
suo motu action and
That,
register a
that
case?
that's your claim.
Register a case? Should
That's
the
your
Home
claim.
Ministry not step in? Should the Prime Minister not step in? Because if
That's
you
your claim.
remember how the constitution of the
How can Prime
selection
Minister step in
committee
into the
for
domain of
the
ECI, ma'am?
listen, the selection
No, this
committee
is
itself is
completely
under attack. No,
false statement, one after another,
Okay.
justifying their
Yes,
political
Gopal.
agenda
no,
and destroying
Okay,
justify.
let
citizens.
You are
Gopal speak. Okay,
justifying.
let Gopal speak. Let Gopal speak. Gopal.
Karthike, we have to understand what is the objective of Congress that they are trying to achieve with all this. It is very sure everybody says that this is undermining Indian democracy, which is established democracy across the world. The world acknowledges Indian democracy. And the second issue is that when they are winning the elections, they are not saying anything. Whenever they are about losing an elections, the Congress starts this rhetoric, and this is not first time. They were earlier talking about EVM, then the Supreme Court, then Parliament, judiciary, everything they are only saying, and now they are saying that who are these 272%? People of the Bihar have completely rejected Congress SIR Yatra. Vote Chori Yatra has been rejected politically, electorally, and people have given complete mandate against them. Then what they want to just identify that these 272 people have said against? Everybody is saying, even their own allies are saying. So the only purpose Congress is doing this is to save the accountability of their leader from continuous defeat, one election after another, complete the dissociation of their leadership from the ground realities.